All right, welcome to my desktop. So I just saw that and I'm like, yeah, maybe I should make a talk about that. So, Omega. In the past, I used to buy, because I always broke and I've got multiple accounts, I do the $15, now it's 20. 33% increase, yeah. RuneScape, hold my beer. Then I used to go to 3 months. And then they had the 3 months plus MCT for 3 months for 50% off. And I discovered that was a great deal because I could skill farm on my second account, secondary alt, and devote that alt on my accounts to skill farming. And that was great because it basically gave me three extra months. So I was paying for. It was a great deal. It was like I was taking advantage of the 12-month Omega time. So it was a great deal. So do wait for that. Just wait for it. Every couple of months it comes up. Blacks. In the past, this is the cost of going to the pub and having a few pints, a meal, and tip, right? For one person. So, yeah. 500 Plex, if you're a casual player. Yeah, I used to do it every month. That's, in the past, that was 1.5 million, right? But now it's probably 2.5 billion. Sorry, $1 million. Yeah. 2.5 round-ish billion, at least at 2 billion now. For that, that's a damn decent amount of BIS in game for cost of a trip to the pub. Nice enjoyable 3 hours at the pub. Why not, right? So that's what I used to do. Packs. The only worthwhile one for a newbie is the starter pack. And this one for $5. You can you've got 7 days. And so devote your entire time to skilling up as quickly as possible your informorph psychology to level 5, and probably get, maybe if you're lucky, level 3, maybe level 4. I doubt it. And this will help, of advanced informorph psychology. So you maybe get an 8, 9 jump clones. And if you plug them into upwells, and you can plug more than one in the same upwell, you can quickly, you just install jump clone and I think the Verite Stellar Exploration something in Perimeter. It's really dirt cheap there. So plug them all in, and you're near Jita, and swap out each one, because you're near Jita and it doesn't incur a cooldown when you do it in an upwell. Pop into Jita, go to the trade hub, buy, you don't have to do it right away because, you're going to be a noob and you won't have a lot of ISK, right? And if it's stellar photography or whatever, Verite or something, I forget. But anyways, that upwell, you can plug in a whole bunch of clones for free, right? So that's awesome. And you can do it as quickly as possible, and you've got a whole bunch of clones. Now, you won't have a lot of ISK, and I think you can only do this once per account, right? So I would probably do that for your main, and for your alts, also train up. Once you've gotten to, as quickly as possible, as many clones as possible, then go into your alts and do the same for those before the time runs out in the 7 days, and see how many you can get. Probably like, I don't know, level 3 of informorph psychology. It's like an expensive skill, so it's not going to be free, right? I think it's $1 million or million-esque. So you do that as quick as possible for your main, and for your alts, also try to get them at level 3 or level 4, and get like 3 or 4 skill clones, 3 or 4 jump clones into the upwell, and that way, once you drop back to alpha, you've still got the skill clones. It's not going to rip out your implants. You can still take advantage of any omega class implants if you're rich, into that. So it's if you're an alpha, you can get the advantage of any implant that you jump into. It won't bar you from jumping into an jump clone that has omega implants, and you can get the advantage of those omega implants when you jump into them. So it's great. So that would be taking advantage of this. There's no other pack that's worth it unless even when they come out with a 50% off day, that used to happen. I'm not sure if it happens anymore, but they used to have better packs. They nerfed them like a few years ago. But they had awesome packs, and you can only have them once per account. But they had it at 50% off day, and it was great. It was worth it if it was 50% off, and now I don't even know if it's worth it anymore. But the other pack you want to take advantage of is the mining barge operator. Because this sucker, get an alt, fly the mining barge, don't dock, and at the end of the 7 days, you've got a mining barge, and you can use the strip miner, Tech 1, which isn't an omega requirement, right? So as long as you don't dock, you can mine forever. Yeah. It's a cute little gimmick for $4. It's pretty funny. Alpha injectors, no. Don't ever feel forced to inject. You can contribute to your alliance or corp with level 4 skills. Well, except for, CPU management, power grid management, capacitor management, capacitor systems operation. Those you definitely need at level 5. Let's not kid ourselves. Those are core skills you need to get to level 5. Anything else, you can get away with level 4, honestly. Because, somebody asking you to devote months and months of training on a specific doctrine isn't fair, and they're not thinking properly. It's like you can contribute right now, if you're smart, and if you, say, devote less than a month of training to something, if, like new, right? And to be able to contribute to any PvP operations is part of EVE. So you can't go, oh, one more mission, or, oh, one more asteroid, or, oh, I gotta train level 5 mining drones. Like, come on. You can devote a little time training some needed essential PvP skills that won't take, that'll take 60 days tops, And if you already trained some of that, less, right? So if they're smart, they'll tailor stuff for level 4 players and have skill plans for level 4 for a lot of the stuff, and then have fits for that, knowing the limitations, and then compromise their speed and stuff and how they deal with it based on that. And if anybody's slower, they need to train up. But yeah, you can contribute, you can be valuable. Never feel that you need to alpha inject. Yes, I've bought Plex before. That feels different than buying skill points. I don't know why. Oh, and don't go for the skill extractors thinking you can reset your skills. Don't. If you've wasted your skill points on something, great, don't extract. It'll hobble you. Only if you're like skill farming would you go for this, right? And I go in game to get it, not on the website. God, $45? Bloody hell. Sorry. MCT, like I said, wait for the 3-month 50% off thing. Do it that way. Yep, not worth it. Just the starter pack for $5 and the mining thing for $4. And sometimes maybe the Plex if you're a casual player. Yeah, that's my talk for today. Have a good one. Did I? Not sure. I'll quickly run it over because I think I've done this like this is take 3. Yeah, I think I did. Just devote all your time to informorph psychology and plug as many clones as you can into one of the upwells in perimeter. Jump into each one. Go to Jita for one by the slot 6. Go 603, and you'll want the powergrid one. And for another clone, you'll want the CPU 3% one. And another one, you'll want the NN. It's called the navigation NN 603. And maybe get a couple of those, right? So you can spread them across Eve, and you'll have, a staging point where you've got 3 clones with all those 3, and another place in Eve where you've also got a set of those 3, and you can swap them out at will and an upwell without incurring the almost 24-hour cooldown if you try at an NPC station. Yeah, right? And the 3% implants are great, and they cost around 20 million-esque each. Level 5s are like 150 million, 200 million each, average. And they never properly introduced the 4% one, the 604, any 4% one. They never really properly introduced it, so it's like hard to get, it's hard to buy, and it's completely useless, and it never lowered the price of the other implants because it was impossible. Yeah, it's just a broken and the 1% is like, why freaking bother, it's just the level. The 3% is just 20 million. I know it's expensive, and if you've got a lot of alts, it's expensive, and if you want to do this for a lot of your jump clones, it gets expensive quick. But yeah, all you need is just that. Just go there's a slot 10 one for weapon CPU, but it barely scratches the surface. But get the 3% one plugged in slot 10. It's a WU /TAC 1003, I think. Yeah. But yeah, that's what you need to do to take advantage of that. Yeah, and do the gimmicky always in space mining barge for one of your alts. Anyways, have a good day.